726, there are endless reasons that somebody could be struggling with their mental or physical health. This while we make our way through a global pandemic. We are talking to Vonnie Woodrick. She's the founder and president of Iunderstand. She has some helpful tips for you if you're struggling or those around you are struggling. Now, Vonnie, let's start off here quickly just with what Iunderstand is for those who aren't familiar.
Yeah, Iunderstand is a nonprofit organization that supports those that have lost a loved one to death by suicide or struggle with a mental health illness.
Definitely, and as we are here facing a global pandemic, it certainly is understandable for people who are struggling right now. Can we talk about the connection of mental and physical health?
Yeah, I think that right now there's such a fear. We're so fear-based, and there's two fears. We have one that is getting the virus and getting the flu, and that affects our physical. But our mental is, how is that affecting us? I mean, with this fear, we have to remember that suicide is a side effect of a mental health illness or pain, which means that we don't have to have a mental health illness to have suicidal thoughts or suicidal actions. That's why it's so important that we start recognizing the pain, which is really commonly known as fear right now.
Definitely. What are some signs and symptoms we should be looking out for, Vonnie?
You know, what we have to do is we have to look to see if they're self-medicating with drugs or alcohol. Have they withdrawn? It's so important right now, if you're working from home, is get up, get out of bed, take a shower, get a plan for the day. And if your loved ones and your friends are not doing that, that could be a sign that they're struggling.
You know, I've heard a lot about call centers right now getting inundated with people calling in because they've lost their job and they don't know where to turn to. Is that similar the case with Iunderstand?
You know, it's really worrisome because those call lines are really important and lifelines for many people. And it is with us too. You know, how do we stay connected with our groups? So what we're doing is we're connecting, and we have special online groups. We're having 10-day challenges to get up and get out and motivate each other. But I think that it's really important for people to know that are struggling. Is what I really want you to know is that we are so much better with you and your anxiety than without you. And self-advocate for yourself. Let people know if you're starting to, you know, if this depression and this anxiety is starting to give you thoughts of wanting to end your life, because together we can get through this. There is hope.
And Vonnie, it really starts with us, right? It starts with us noticing that there's a problem and being courageous enough and gentle enough to maybe talk to that person in our life who we see is struggling with mental health issues.
Absolutely. You know, if you're watching someone that is struggling or wondering if they're struggling, I mean, I think wondering is your first sign that they probably are. And I think that we need to understand just what I said earlier, is that suicide appears to be a choice, but it actually is a side effect of an illness or pain. And knowing that this is not made up. Anxiety is real, depression is real, and the most important thing that you can do is talk. Talk to them, ask questions. Are you suicidal? Do you have a plan? Because that will help save their life. That will not put thoughts of wanting to end their life in their mind.
Vonnie Woodrick, everybody. She is the founder of Iunderstand. You've been a big help. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We're going to head into the break right now. Vonnie, you have a great weekend here. It is 7:30. Coming up after the break, let's check in with Savannah Fish.